What does it take to go from fashion school to dressing some of the biggest stars and stages in the world? Today's guest is Rodrigo Bunton, is a Salvador-born, LA molded fashion designer, precision tailor, and wardrobe dresser. After earning dual degrees from FIDM and having his collection featured in Debut, that's FIDM's prestigious annual fashion show, Rodrigo quickly made a name for himself in the industry. His work has taken him from world tours, commercials, and films to some of the biggest stages in the world, including the Grammys, Coachella, the Super Bowl, working with top celebrity stylists and creating high-impact looks for some of Hollywood's biggest names. So, Rodrigo, we're so excited to have you with us. Welcome to Fashion Tea.
Welcome.
Welcome, Rodrigo. It's been a long time.
Yes, thank you for having me. Thank you for this amazing invitation. It's
Thank
nice
you
to
for taking the time.
Yes, for sure, 100%, always.
I'm going to start with something that's going to blow you away. I'm going to start with this.
Nino, oh my gosh.
So Rodrigo was a student of mine at FIDM, and in the classroom, when he presented his homework to me, I said, Rodrigo, you gotta do Debut. You gotta apply for Debut for the big fashion show, right? And he goes, no, I don't think so, blah, blah, blah. He gave me all these excuses, why not? I go, Rodrigo, you're really talented, man. You've got to apply. Whatever it takes, go for it. Just try. And then eventually, he did apply and he got into Debut and did an amazing fashion show, which we will show.
I create this whole world of colors in my mind. It's like a disco ball. It's an explosion of colors. The more I do it, the more I love it.
take us back to those early days at FIDM there? First of all, how did you get to FIDM, and give us a little backstory and...
Yeah, well, I'm gonna give you like a small little, because my story is crazy, it's cool, can't complain. But being from El Salvador, I had 2 degrees in El Salvador. My first degree is in advertising, and my second degree is in communications and marketing. And there was no school in El Salvador for fashion at the time. So I was always like, my whole life, I wanted to be involved in fashion in some way, either sewing, styling, something in fashion. I didn't know what to do, how to do, where to go. Well, I was working in the art museum in El Salvador, and they started having a fashion show and bringing all these amazing art pieces. And I'm like, I cannot just be here being miserable. I cannot just be this from the other side of the screen. I want to be in the screen. I want to be involved in this. And my aunt, who lives here in LA, in Orange County, she called me one day and she's like, Rodrigo, I feel like you're depressed. And I'm like, I am depressed. I don't know what to do. I have so much creativity around me and I want to explore my creativity, but I can't. I don't know how. So she one day called me. This is the craziest thing. She called me on Sunday, and then she's like, have you heard from FIDM in LA? There's one campus in Orange County, one in downtown. And I think it's somebody else in LA, in San Francisco or somewhere. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Okay, here's the website. Look it up. And by the way, you already have an appointment on Friday with Shirley McDonald. I will never forget that name. On Friday at 9 a.m. Figure it out how you're going to get here. I love you, bye.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my gosh. I went to the website, I was looking FIDM, and I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? At that point, I'm like, this is amazing, but at the same time, it's like, how am I going to get there? Right? I had the tourist visa to the US, but I'm like, I don't know. I was very depressed, and everything was kind of negative at the time. Like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to get this. How am I going to do this? This is just a dream. And then I'm actually said, I'm going to do it. So instead of like complaining, I booked my flight for Thursday night. Wow. On Monday, I went to my job. I quit my job. I had to lie, unfortunately, but I had to say that I was in danger, that my life was in danger, and I have to get out of there. I booked my flight on Thursday. I came here on Thursday at LAX. And at that moment, I'm like, I'm going to write my own book. Everyone has been written something about me. It's my time for me to shine, regardless what this is. And I was like, I want to be like in blank, and I'm going to be the ink. So I'm like, let me go for it. On Friday, we went to the interview with Shirley. I fell in love with the Orange campus, the Orange County campus at FIDM. And I was like, oh my God, this is how it actually happened. And this is so cool. But at the time, I didn't know what I was doing, right? I was just going for an interview to see what's happening. And then she told me, so we can apply for a student visa. You have to take some classes like English, math, all this requisites that you need. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I went back to El Salvador. I lied to my parents. And I said, I'm going for my master's in marketing. And they were like, oh my gosh, really? He's like, yeah. They said, what happened with fashion? He's like, don't worry about it. Fashion was there. Because I love my parents, but at some point they didn't believe that fashion was a career, and especially being a Latino macho old school, it was hard. And being a gay kid who was bullied a lot, I was even afraid to tell the world how I was going to do this. I was still afraid. So I told them that I was going for a master's in marketing because I needed their money. And went back to El Salvador, got my student visa. I came back. I reapplied to FIDM, and they said, you're accepted. And that's when I met you guys and start going with FIDM. And it was so hard. Let me tell you, it was hard. My English it's not my first language. And at the time, I was so new. I'm like, I didn't know what a dart was. We were in like pattern class. I'm like, here is the dart. I said, what is a dart? I'm like, I'm gonna fail. Oh my gosh, what is it? What is it? You know, like so many little terms. I will go back and see like, what is a dart? What is a seam allowance? What is this? To like refresh my memory and see like, okay, now this is a dart. This is what it is. You know, all these little terms to learn it and be at the same level as everyone else. I'm like, I'm gonna do it.
Were you two in the same class at all? I forget if Sophia no?
No.
No, I was like a year after him in debut, and I was just thinking like one thing that really stood out to me is you're talking about marketing, and now I feel like everything makes sense because I always like I remember your debut show so like perfectly, and it makes like now that I know your background, which I didn't know that you had those two degrees, like I can see how you were telling the story and how it was so well like visually just so well organized, and even with the video that previously showed of like the collection that transforms. Like now your background makes so much sense. So I think everyone's lucky too that you have that background too, because I think that brings such a unique aspect to you as a designer.
Thank you.
Mm. I'm sure some of our audience would say, how did you learn sewing so well, given that you had no experience whatsoever? How did you pull that off? I mean,
Yeah, the same thing with sewing. When we take the first class in sewing class, I remember we had to make this little like a doll dress.
yeah.
So I remember because I was living at the Met across from the school, and they had sewing machines there for students. So, and it was open 24 hours. So I will go, same thing. I didn't have friends at the time and I didn't know anything. So I will just go and start just sewing.
Wow.
Like literally, sometimes it was like 8 p.m. and all of a sudden it's 12. Because I'm just like there figuring it out, like how to do, what to do. And I remember some of the professors, it's like you have to start with lines and, squares and circles and everything. And I didn't know anything about fabrics or nothing, right? I'll remember grabbing a chiffon and trying to make it happen. Never, never. But then I'm like, no, I'm going to stick to what it is, cotton, something thicker, like denim. And now just start sewing. And at that time, I was already 27. So my party era was kind of done. So everyone was partying or going out. And I'm like, no, I need to keep going. I need to learn. How am I doing this? How am I taking it off? How am I putting it again? Watching YouTube videos and in my room trying to see like seam ripper. What is a seam ripper at the time? For me, it was like, oh my gosh, you take this off like this. And I will go back to class. And I remember doing that little dress like 3 or 4 times because I never was satisfied with what I had. And it was just a little dress. But I'm like, no, it's horrible.
Wow.
So that's what I was very tough on myself on like, you're here for a purpose. You're writing your own book. So now you have to do it the right way.
Yeah.
So
this is really inspiring on so many levels. Number one, you have to work hard. You have to be committed. You have to do your homework and get it done no matter what and be committed to the quality. That's very inspiring, Rodrigo.
Exactly.
Well
yeah,
done.
Exactly. And remember patterns at the beginning, I will do it again. And I will read the book again, like 50 times until I get it. It's like, how do I do this? How do I sew this? Why is a flap full seam? What is that? Yeah.
So I'm so curious to know what happened after. You and I haven't caught up in such a long time. Like what happened post FIDM?
It was tough. It's been tough. Because after graduating FIDM, like so much dream and so many things. Like, oh my God, I want to have my own store and I want to have my own clothing line and people want to come to me and I want to do these crazy intricate dresses that nobody likes or nobody cares or nobody wants to pay. It's just in my head. So I was just like so hard, like fighting for it to like make it happen until the pandemic. The pandemic for me was a blessing, pretty much. It was hard, but then remember you guys' charity from debut? And she called me one day. It's like, hey, Rodrigo, they're looking for a tailor. Do you want to join me? I don't know what it is, how it is. I just know it's for a celebrity. But you have to go and have like, all the COVID tests, your nose, everything. You swap everything. You're negative so you can go. And I'm like, okay, cool. I did it. And we went to my first studios in Burbank. And I went there and all these dancers come in and it was like 50 girls. And I met this lovely girl. Her name is Sean. And I'm like, Charity, who is this? Like, what's happening? And it was for the vaccination show that they did here at SoFi for, first responders, for doctors, police, people who like teachers, people who have been there to get the shots, to get the first shots that it was out in the world. And I'm like, Jerry, what is this for? And then ask Sean, and I'm like, Sean, what am we working for? Oh, it's for Jennifer Lopez. And I'm like, where is she? What are we doing? What are we making? And it was for all the dances for J-Lo. We were tailoring everything for them. And that was what J-Lo is the one who opens the door for me. She's the one. I worked with her once, and I still work with her to the day. They're still calling me. And it kind of like gives me still a little emotion because that was the first time I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing something right. I'm doing something right. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how am I doing it. I'm doing it. And just like, don't fuck it up, right? Just keep going. And don't let your inner saboteur start playing with your mind. You're good. And that's how I start with this industry.
When we started, you mentioned you're in your own studio. How is that? How did you get to that point? I mean, it looks like you have a beautiful studio behind you.
Thank you. Yeah, I applied. Apparently, I applied for a job at Levi's. I don't remember, but they said that I applied. They called me one day and they were like, oh yeah, we're looking for a stylist, come over. Apparently I was applying for, an associate's. The girl who was interviewing me, she's like, oh wait, you're not afraid of sewing? Do you know how to do the sewing machine? Do you know how to use them? And I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. And then she said, we're having a new opening in Newport Beach for the new concept that Levi's had, and it was a tailor inside the Levi's store. So it was a tailor shop inside the Levi's shop. And then she's like, are you interested in that position? It's in Newport Beach, and you're gonna be the tailor. And we're gonna educate you and how to work, how to do it, how what's the standards that we want, and we're gonna teach you how to do change stitch. And I'm like, sold. And I did it, and what I was doing in that process, Charity called me saying that she's gonna have a studio here in the art district in LA if I want to share a space with her. I realized that the best billboard ever for fashion designers or everyone who's listening there is yourself. People love my jeans. People love my shirts. People listen, I made it. And I made so many people like that. Like, Rodrigo, I love your pants. Where did you get it? I made it. Can you make a suit for me? Sure. Or say, oh my God, I'm having a music video. Can you make something? 100%. Just because of wearing my things.
And I love your shirt. I've been looking at it this entire time, trying to figure out how you made it. It's really cool. And that's so funny too, because I remember looking at LinkedIn when you started at Levi's, and we both worked for Levi's at the same time, but we're obviously in very different, parts of the company, but we crossed paths.
Yeah. Levi's was another company that actually opens the world for me. First in denim, that I had no idea how it worked. And now I'm obsessed with denim since Levi's. It's like, all the Japanese, all the weights, all the different type of denim there is in the world now. And California is one of the biggest denim producers in the world. And I learned how to change stitch with this the best. Like, my shirt right now is change stitched by me. So it's a type of embroidered with a machine. It's literally like a tattoo. I draw it, I put it on the garment, I tattoo it with thread, and then stays there. So it's you know, I've been taking every opportunity I can to learn another skill. Levi's taught me how to deal with people, deal with customers, deal with, you know, happy customers, unhappy customers, deal with like big corporations like Levi's, you know, meeting
Yeah.
so many people there. And I always have that like, regardless what am I going, I need to learn more how the world works, learn another skill.
Yeah.
So yeah. And now I'm on my own. Since 2023, Charity moved to Texas. I love it. I cry, I dance, I create, I meditate. You know, it's so important for me now to have my own space and separated from home. Like it, like every designer, I started in my kitchen. You know, I started in my kitchen, cutting patterns on my living room, in my little tiny studio in Koreatown that I was like, just me, the bed, and the kitchen. I was there by myself, cutting everything, trying to figure out how to do patterns, how to sew. And to this is now, it's like, I'm super grateful. My brother told me once, he's like, stop looking at the back. Just look how far you have become. And in that moment, I was just like, oh my gosh, just thanks the universe. Thank God for letting me have something special that I can create and get crazy with the threads and fabrics.
That's so inspiring.
What's your creative designing process? Do you start with fabric and then you sketch, or do you sketch first and then you find the fabric, or what is your
Both,
both?
actually. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, like everyone is like, can you make me this dress? And it's like, well, we can get inspired by that dress, but I'm not gonna copy the dress, you know? What do you like about it? You know, what is it, the colors, the fabric, is the movement? So sometimes I like to find a fabric and let the fabric speak to me and say, like, oh my God, this polka dot fabric is so pretty. What can I do with it? And sometimes I need to sketch it. It's like, oh, I'm gonna add French to it, and I'm gonna change stitch it, and I'm gonna put beads on it. So it's both ways, I can say.
Yeah.
And in this industry too, when you're like, for Coachella, for example, where the stylists reach out to me, they're like, oh, we want this. Like the designer already made, like, we want this. And sometimes it's like, Rodrigo, what do you think about it? And I'm like, let's switch it out. Let's do this. Let's collaborate. That, which is another thing that I've seen, that so many designers are like, oh no, it's just me, my design, and me. I learned how to collaborate and how to tell the world the resources. You don't have to hide it. You don't have to hide it. Let's collaborate, even if it's in a little simple thing. Even if it's just like a piece of fabric that is gonna have your name on it. Go for it. You know, collaborate with people. Help them help you, and help you help them. So it's
You
cool.
mentioned Coachella. Any particular artists that you worked with?
I did last year Lisa from Blackpink. We did the dancers for her. So there were 4 girls and 6 boys, I think. So the way it works is the stylist, and the stylist is the one is in charge of the dancers. I was in charge mainly of the dancers. So we start creating everything for them, accordingly, you know, with the artists and the creative and everything. And then this year we did this Korean artist. His name is Taemin, which was the same stylist, and we create 12 looks for the dancers. Actually, I made this stylist through Jennifer Lopez too. J-Lo has opened the doors for me in so many ways. I'm so grateful for her and for her team.
So if people want to reach out to you, is it your website, your Instagram? What's the best way to reach out to you?
It's my Instagram, Rodrigo Bunton, very easy. My email is Navun, N-A-V as a boy, UNLLC @gmail.com. Very easy. Or my phone number. You guys have a studio phone number?
I have a kind of a closing question for you, Rodrigo. So this is called fashion tea. So what would you say is like your spiciest little piece of like tea from the fashion industry, whether it's like a little anecdote or just like something you learned, a little lesson? What would you give any ideas on that?
Oh my gosh. so many things, especially working in this industry. It's hard, and there's a lot of things that you have to like. You can't say. No, it's hard, especially now that I'm in this world with this music videos, live shows, award shows. You deal with a lot of egos. You live with a lot of drama. You live with a lot of different personalities. A lot of people with different type of from other side of the world. That language barrier. It's hard, but as long as you keep true to yourself, you're always gonna have these type of people. But in fashion, is always who is the best, who's wearing it better, who is, and it's just science step, keep going. I learned how to remove myself from crisis situations. So just okay, 100%. I get it. Yes. Because instead, why are you fighting? Why are you fighting if you're gonna be, the environment's gonna be crazy? Why are you gonna be fighting with other people? Just go with the flow, pretty much.
Well, listen, thank you for taking the time to, be with us. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's done? That's it? So fast? So fast. It's so cool.
It was so great to learn about what you've been up to, and to everyone, Rodrigo really is this down to earth, and I love that about you. I think we've all encountered people like you said in our industry, and it's just very refreshing, and I'm so happy for you and excited for you, and I want to see all your designs now.
Yeah,
for sure. So many things that we cannot show,
Okay.
or so many contracts involved.
We'll do a part B for that one.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Well, listen, for our lovely audience, if you've enjoyed our conversation, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a comment and share this episode with anyone that's passionate about fashion and creativity in the industry. And until next time, keep creating, keep growing, keep having fun, and keep designing your future. So until next time, thank you very much, and ta-da! Bye, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you.